Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man.
Okay, people, gather around. The Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man show. Is he still alive? Wait, hold on. I'm not done. Trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2. Is he still alive?
He is Dr. Evil.
Why is he still alive, and why did you answer when I was asking number 2? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2!
A plan is in the works, Dr. Evil.
This is wonderful news, number 2. Over 1,000 days in a row, we've managed to keep the world from knowing he exists.
Dr. Evil, he's still going and doesn't care.
Well, we need to find another way to stop the show. He's making me look bad, you know? Yeah, no. Perhaps we can make him look like racist or something?
That may work, Dr. Evil.
Perhaps we can get the media to cancel him?
This is your best idea yet, Dr. Evil.
Okay, number 2. Get me Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. Dr. Fauci is on the evil monitor.
Thank you, number 2. Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Evil. It's Dr. Fauci.
Well, Dr. Fauci. It looks like the gig is up. The Renaissance Man show knows all about you.
Yeah, look, they created a character after me. We gotta squash him like the friggin' mouse that he is. He calls me a weasel, Fauci. I'm not a weasel, okay? I'm not a doctor. Dr. Fauci, okay? Don't call me Dr. Weasel Fauci, okay? Because that's anecdotal.
Anecdotal Fauci. That's what they're always making fun of you about. That you're always anecdotal.
No, I know. It's like I said, that it is, everything's anecdotal.
Excellent. Dr. Fauci, initiate the final plan.
They never even asked you. Welcome, family and friends, to the Mark Pyre's Renaissance Man show. We are live every single day of the year for unscripted live comedy, songwriting in the moment, and total inspiration. So join us on a tour of some of the accomplishments and content created in the first 1,000 days and counting of Renaissance Man. Since January 1st, 2021, 170 songs have been written and released on iTunes and Spotify. Though my monthly streak has come to an end, I will be dropping many albums for you going forward. Join us for the live comedy news. Every night of the year, 7 stories are chosen, SNL Weekend update style. I've also released 4 feature comedy films. Batmark vs. Supermark, Three's Company the Breakup Artist, A Christmas Story, and Peter Bishop, the Wolf of Crypto. BB Poo Poo! Things were pretty bad for BB Poo Poo at the beginning. Within these comedies, many original characters have surfaced. You know, we have Batmark Dick Facce, which he doesn't look like this really, but that's Foch. And then, of course, Supermark, who's pretty freaking super if you ask me. Just saying. Hammerlin Jameson's a bit of a drunkard, and he tried to get the role of Supermark. It didn't go well. He does all right in a side gig of, newscaster situation. But you can see in that top photo, he's not doing too well these days. Anyway. Dr. Wayne Doppler, tallest man alive, 8'9", Guinness, and he's also in the Batmark and Supermark movie. And Dr. Weasel Fauci, if you don't know who he is, we have 5,647 masks, especially if you're going to Mars. Stuck on Mars. I will be making a movie out of that. Sid 45, make sure you don't get rupees. Sid has rupees literally pouring out of his igloo. Francesco Vigilughi. Look, if you ever need a cartographer, there's just one guy. The Curious Case of Ben Affleck Head. It's about a guy with a head so large he could literally change the poles. Oh, Dystopia 2021. If you missed that, that's the world we're living in today. If you haven't seen it, I did a couple episodes on it. And of course, we have many episodes of Spider-Mark, Peter Marker. If you didn't know, check it out. Mark Pyres of the Caribbean. That was a hilarious movie. And then if you can't dance, you just, watch this episode. There's 2 of them. Really good stuff. And did you watch Match Game? I did it. and Pressure Luck in it. We did a little Pressure Luck style too, Peter DeMarkin. And if you didn't see Waterworld 2027, I'm the last one left because of the BugaBoo. We did many other homages to movies and TV shows and Fache Mulder.
Sonny, you still got the cough?
There are over 100 insane scenes with Dick Fache. And then of course I saved the world, saved all the animals and stuff too.
Zucker Chooch, are you kidding me? Excuse me, are you freaking kidding me?
We did a couple raps this year. My Aunt Judy told me I could do a rapper's delight and took a poop in my double diaper. Back to the Future, Mark. Guys, the next movie that's coming out, Back to the Future, Mark. You may not remember some of the characters that I was in the past, so let's just go over it in real time. Marxist, I did it. Ten Commandments. Markstradamus, telling the future, of course. Oh, and the artwork I created as Leo Marco da Vinci. The Mona Lisa, when I got that freaking red, like murdering a family. That was what O.J. Simpson of the 1600s. Hey, Michelangelo, after you finish that, sculpture, you think you could paint the ceiling? Got it. Circumnavigating the globe is Mark Jellin. Markola Tesla? If I didn't do my time here as Markola, you guys would have nothing when it comes to electricity. I still can't believe it. I'm sitting there, I'm writing the Fur Elise, right? I'm in the middle of it, and they're scratching it out and they're writing freaking that hack Beethoven's name on it, right? Don't even get me started on what they did when I was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Doing the fifth and taking all that work. And then, like modern days, when I'm doing Mark and M, doing the 8 Mile situation. And Mark and M's the man now, but what I paved the way is the Marktorius B.I.G. as well. When I was Mark Claude Van Damme, I remember that one. Oh, Mark Schwarzenegger? You didn't know I was Mark Schwarzenegger? Yeah, that was funny when I worked next to DeVito. The Emancipation Marklamation of 1863. I did my time as Abraham Mark Lincoln. You guys didn't know I was Abraham Mark? You guys are all Mark Della. That's why this is all part of the Mark Della effect. Everybody's like, Mandela, man. No, it's Mark Della. Get with it. And then the time I was Mark Guyver, remember, you give me a freaking toothpick and some tooth floss and we're off. I'm building a bomb. So that's just a good overview of a lot of the shows, not all of them. We have tons of new gear up on the website, guys, markpires.com. And there you can pick up your gear, you can pick up a signed CD, and also don't forget about .rocks, my invention that I patented. This is her sitting on it, and this is a little demo I made. Welcome to BeatSeat.rocks. My name is Mark Pires, and I'm the inventor of the Beat Seat. Today I'm going to share all of the details of the Beat Seat. It's the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. It's got 4 playable panels, omnitone. Everywhere you hit it sounds different. It's the first drum you could sit completely upright and play with your hands and feet at the same time. It's the Beat Seat. It's the only drum that you can play with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. Anything you'd play in a drum kit, you could play on this, because you're playing with your entire body, but you're sitting upright. Your feet do this. So that's the Beat Seat, the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands, with your feet at the same time. It has unlimited tones. There's so much to explore. I hope to build one for you. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. And of course, fam, I can't leave you without a little bit of motivation. So take these quotes with you as we get ready to rock for one more night. And yes, we will be doing it again tomorrow. So, until I see you in just a moment, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man.
When the wind starts blowing, I'm going to find a way when the world stops hating, we're going to find a way.
Tickets are available at the box office. Thanks for helping us keep the theater clean. As you exit the auditorium, please deposit litter in trash receptacles in the lobby. Please be considerate and don't talk during the show.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
It's Wednesday. It's Mark Pyers. And it's Renaissance Man.
Looking for another way.
I'm here to ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's the daily variety show Mark Pyers Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state, and I'm here with you on day 1,178 in a row of the Renaissance Man Show. And we're going to get into it just like we do every single night, fam and friends. For the last 3+ years, every single day, we do 2 hours plus variety, craziness. We got the comedy news. We got Joanne wheezing already. You guys can hear it. And then, of course, we have craziness like rants about life. Tonight, we're picking up a story. John Stockton is dropping some news on the world. It's the first story of the day. We'll get to that in a minute as soon as Joanne stops wheezing. And we get a woohoo, first of all. We need a woohoo. And then we can get Joanne to stop wheezing. And then we're doing the Stockton story, as well as 7 others. So, guys, don't want to go anywhere. This is the ultimate positivity platform, live variety program for 3+ years, every single day. My brother Ed is here. Arvin, how are you, my friend? Arvin the Awesome, you are awesome, my friend. I'm so glad you're here. This is a place we connect and build positivity on a daily basis. I write songs live in the moment, so if you hang out for a little while and I grab that guitar out, you're going to see something because you could just say, hey, write a song about me being Arvin the Great. I'd be like, Arvin the Great, no, he's Arvin the Awesome. Yeah.
How often I forget.
This is my song from 2007. You can get it on iTunes. It's called Something to Live For.
Lying in the field under the sun while the birds fly around and sing. There's something to live for. There's something to die for. There's something to live for.
Zabrowski, get ready for a woo-woo. I'm getting ready for a woo-woo. My brother Ed's in here getting ready for a woo-woo. Family and friends, Renaissance Man Show. We're getting ready for a woo-woo. Zabrowski, drink your yoo-hoo. Gotta get a woo-woo.
Something you give me more. Hey, so many perfect ways to spend your days in me. Wow, there's something to live for. Yeah. Give me something to die for. Yeah. Give me something to live for. There's something to die for. Yeah. There's something to live for.
Matt Zabrowski, I need a woohoo. He did it. I just wasn't sure. I'm like, is he going to woo-hoo us tonight? Or are we going to be left in the lurch? No, we got it. We got it friggin' hardcore, right? No, Zabrowski was a good one. I'd say 8.1, right, guys? Zabrowski, what do you expect? We're here doing it. I did a 9.3 on the show, on the song. Okay, I did a 9.3, you did an 8.1. You gotta lift your level on your woohoo. You wanna reach Renaissance Man, doing it something to live for style. You're just going woohoo at the end. You expect it. What are we talking? He is a Grammy winner, so he's expecting Grammy always. Oh, I got a Grammy. We know you got a Grammy. I know. You talk about it incessantly. It's either woo or I got a Grammy. He's freaking, at home. He's just polishing the Grammy. Thank you so much for the likes. PETA, you rock. Really appreciate you guys. I am here every day of my life, essentially. Well, it's been 3 years plus. We're into year 4 in a row, every single day for 2+ hours. It's the longest running live variety show on planet Earth. There is no script, never has been. We did 8 hours, 37 minutes on my 1,000th day in a row. I'm a freaking mental. What are we talking about over here? We got to get into it. So we take a bunch of stories every day from the news and we just read them like cold read them, SNL style. It's similar to as if like Jim Carrey was to read the news, I guess you'd say. But I do a lot of impressions. So if you have anybody you'd like to hear specifically, I could do them. I could just run through a few so you know. Are you kidding me? Excuse me. Are you kidding? Melania, up down here doing the Renaissance Man show, winning big league. What are we talking? What, huh? My Aunt Judy told me I should wear a triple diaper. He's wearing it. He's doing it. Wow, guys, you come down. You come down Wednesday night. Have a good time. Well, you go down with my friend, Alan Wilson. He's coming with his weird nose. What are we talking? Of course, we're going to go down. We're going to have a good time. We're going to do Zoolander. We're going to do a Zoolander movie. We're getting down the show. I got Ed over here. I got Pamela Swan. We're going to do it. We got Trish Keelian. What are we talking about here? Renaissance Man show. Wow. Chris, walking, talk, you can die. Oh, of course you do. Come down, Renaissance Man show. That's kind of like a quasi Pacino. Not really, though, guys. Okay. You got to do Scarface when you do like a Pacino. You know what I'm saying?
Bob, I don't treat patients on vacation, Bob.
Dr. Marvin, I'm doing the baby steps, Dr. Marvin. I got Gil. I got my fish Gil. Can I come to Lake Winnipesaukee, Dr. Marvin?
Bob, I don't treat patients on vacation, Bob. Faye, I'm here doing my book tour. I don't treat patients on vacation, Faye.
Dr. Marvin, I moved in next door. Gil, where's Gil?
Oh, goodness. Joanne, do we have any freaking news stories? What are you talking about over here? Oh, you're back there doing a Weezeroo. It's typical for Joanne to do a Weezeroo, So I do want to say hi to everybody who's out in the world, all 1,647,322 of you right now. So that's the count I see when I look down. We're killing it, like worldwide domination. Everybody's like, we're good Renaissance Man show. We're doing it again. Let's get into it. Joanne's wheezing. We want to tune in. It's 1 million plus every day because of the freaking wheeze. It's not for the show. They're like, the show's decent, but the wheeze? We go back for the, the ASMF thing or whatever the thing that they do. Some people go and they want to hear that. It makes them feel weird, like weird, sexual. And I don't even know. I can't explain it. But they're doing it with Joanne's wheeze. So it's like, we got like a couple 100K people who are like watching the show. And then 1 million plus that are listening to the ASM thing with Joanne doing the Weezeroo. It's so deafening, isn't it, guys? It's like the only thing you hear. I get it. I do want to say hi and hope you understand this is live improvisation. There is no script. Oh, thank you so much, PETA. Said the last one was really good. I guess that must have been, what about Bob? It's funny. Some days are better than others. Some days I'm able to tag the impressions better than others. I'll tell you, if I'm not coming off of singing a song like I just did, Something to Live For, and kind of dancing around a little, I have my breath totally, and then I can really do better impressions. But when you're trying to do like Trump, for example, and you're not relaxed when you do them, are you kidding? Hold on. Excuse me. I'm winning big league. I'm here. It's a Wednesday freaking night. I got Melania on the right side, Barrett on the left. We're getting down tonight. Yeah, I'm getting the freaking fireplace going. We're going to get some sexy times. Me and Melania, winning big league. Yeah, no. Down at Mar-a-Lago, getting on the gold toilet. No, not you, Melania. You can't go near the gold toilet. That's just for the trupper, the pupper. Gonna go there, take another dumper too. What? No, Melania, no Slovenians. When Joanne's wheezing and Trump's trying to do his, gold toilet deal, it's it's maybe what I would say is you have a conflict of interest at that point. Because some people is like, I really want to get that ASM thing going. Is that what it's called? And she's back there. Everybody back there like, yeah, come in for the wheeze. don't want to hear the comedy today. They don't want to hear a new song never, heard in this history of time because we create them live here in the moment. 170 songs on Spotify from 13 months. 13 songs a month, all for the last 13 months. And then I dropped the Freedom Convoy song on, I guess, last month. I put that on in February, and that's the 170th song I released in 13 months. I'm currently tied with the Beatles. Not like any of my songs are as good as the Beatles, but I'm tied with them. I'm one songwriter. I did 170 of them in 13 months, and they did 183 songs in their 9 years or whatever it was together. But we're just getting started. My next album comes out in a couple weeks. And I'm not going to get back on a monthly thing. I just can't. Plus, we don't have enough of a demand where people are like, I can't wait for the next Mark Pyres album. So I'm just going to kick back on it. But we have an overabundance of tracks I've not edited on my phone. Stuff that's like, shut up the TV. You got to shut off the negativity. This will be dropped soon. Says shut off the TV. Shut off the TV. You ain't getting nothing good, no. Only wanna shut off down to the floor. Yes, you're thinking down on yourself, thinking down on everything, 'cause they've been lying. Shut off the TV. Day in, day out. Yeah, you can't hear nothing from the crowd, but you're the enemy. Shut off the TV. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to shut off the negativity. Oh, you got to shut off the negativity. John found the darkness, open shut to the light. Shut off the TV. Oh, and you shut off the negativity. Got to shout it over. Oh, I can't wait to edit that. Whatever the hell I did on that. We have some crazy stuff here. That was just some weird thing I came up with last night. Back to the original, see if I can add to it. Time slipping by. 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 Time slipping. We were tearing that up last night, right? What's this? I can't not jam to this. I can't believe I came up with this. What? jam on this freaking thing all night. I can't. Ooh, I don't think we came up with any lyrics to this one. Oh. Let's give it a run downtown. Yeah, I hear the sound of the world falling in on itself. Everywhere I turn, I'm seeing this hatred and division propelling everyone in the wrong directions. Away from the source, away from the love and the light. It's still worth a fight. Will you join me? Yeah, I'll take it on every night. Oh, like the sun will shining bright, bright light. Stars distant, planets far from this plane existence here. We don't understand why we're here under their resistance. And no matter what we say, yeah, they're shutting me down every day. Why? 'Cause these words come to the surface and they're as true as they can be, and they've been hitting you with this agenda. Can't you see? It's this pre-planned, this destruction of humanity. Oh, destruction of humanity. 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 Destruction of humanity is what they're after, don't you see? Destruction of humanity. Destruction. Now you wonder why they shut me down, don't you see? These words come out freely, speak the truth about the world all around me. I can't stop it, no. I can't stop the words as they flow, as the truth bubbles out, don't you know? All their lies can't hold me down, no. No matter how hard they try, I'll keep showing up every night. Destruction, you can't stop the light. No, no. Now I want you right. Destruction of humanity. 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 What they're after, don't you see? It's as clear as the sky on a sunny day. You can't hide behind the clouds when there's none outside. No destruction of humanity.
Destruction of humanity. Destruction of humanity. Destruction of humanity. Destruction of humanity. Destruction of humanity.
That's what I'm talking about.
Destruction of humanity.
Never know what I do until after.
Destruction
of humanity.
Destruction.
Oh man, wish we had some sort of cat coming out here, just be ripping up some, like Sneaky Pete, this guy I love.
Destruction of humanity.
He'd be like, if Sneaky Pete was on this, he'd be like, this is what he would do. He'd be like,
Destruction of humanity.
like sandpaper, come down with the grad draper, going down with the 50 style. You don't have to fly by, no, don't but God. You know what I mean? He'd be like, flippy flap, bring it on. I can't do it that quick. I try, but I just can't, Joanne. Maybe Joanne can wheeze it, and if she wheezes it, I can get into the mood.
Humanity.
Destruction of humanity. Ukraine, everywhere you go, has got that insanity in the brain. Yes, you can't understand the mindset. No, they keep pushing us behind it. Yeah, it's clear that all these people in charge, yeah, got the pockets filled. Don't care about people here in the homeland. No, they want to sell it off to everyone. About a new world order. It's not conspiracy, no. Listen to the sleep sofa, yeah, singing it every day. It's the only thing he knows how to say these days. If he's not sleeping, yeah, sleepy poopy pants, yeah. This triple diaper Joe with his wife he calls Joe as well. Ain't that crazy, oh? Most votes in U.S. history. Now you got me laughing. Well, funniest thing I've heard all day, yeah. What'd you say? My Aunt Judy told me that I took a poop bag in my double diaper. That's what I do every day. What am I gonna say? Out here, double diaper Joe. Gotta go do things in the Oval, like destroy our country. Gonna shut down our pipeline as well, because you know that's really bad for us. And then we'll do it to Russia. We'll say, look, it's really bad for Russia to shut down their pipeline. Don't
call any attention to the fact that I did it to you. Insulin, I'm gonna shut it down day one, only to bring it back and pretend it's my idea. My Aunt Judy told me I should do that one. When the little kids were rubbing my legs, the white hair, the water. Sleepy Poo, you know, sometimes he's doing it.
Of course he's doing it. Not with Melania.
Do. Oh, goodness. Yes, Pamela's already saying you're like freaking Joanne. She's back there wheezing it up. I'm trying to do a song. I'm trying to get it, doing it, you know? Wheezy. McGee back there. What's that? No, Joanne, I know you're trying your best to keep it down, but I got family and friends over here. Renaissance Man Show. Brady Barton. My man Brady's over here. And Dwayne, they're both like, can Wheezy McGee keep it down back there? We're trying to get into the music. We're trying to hear the comedy news. No, okay, Joanne, we believe you that you're keeping it down on the Accord of the Renaissance Man Show comedy news segment. It's like you can't win with Joanne. Oh, plus she also went back for her 19th BugaBooster this morning. So extra wheezy tonight. First story of the day, which is also the main story topic of the evening. Let's get into it, Joanne. Joanne, can you get the teleprompter going? I'm here. I'm doing it. By the way, guys, head over to YouTube. Join us over there. That is where the show is best. You see the full screen. You see these stories in the corner. And the green screen looks much better in HD, and so is the audio. So link in bio. Give that a subscribe anyway. We are getting close to 10,000 subs. I'm really excited about that. So be one of the ones that brings us over the edge to the 10,000 plus subs on YouTube. And let's start building out the daily show. We're here every single night of the year. And we're just doing whatever nonsense comes out, especially sometimes it's not nonsense. Sometimes something like shut off the TV comes out, or something like destruction of humanity. What the freaking hell? I just wrote a song called Destruction of Humanity. Great. How many songs have I written like that, Pamela? Destruction of Humanity, mandate this. Nothing can stop the light. I mean, there's crazy stuff that are really, there's one song I wrote recently that says, only the comment is even the greatest civilizations all fall. I'm going to fight back forever. That's the song. Fight back forever. And the hook is because even the greatest civilizations all fall. And it's accurate. My friend in high school said that to me once. He said, you know, the U.S. will fall one day. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, yeah, I mean, it's just a guarantee. I mean, it's just eventually, it's just time, and it's a certain set of circumstances. If you look at it, nobody thought Rome would fall. And when he said that, I realized how the gravity of the statement he was making. And I said, it's a scary thought, just like the thought of our last breath is a scary thought. But the thing is, we're literally there right now. And it's scary because we have such a push in this country for people who want to destroy it. They want to destroy the beauty of what we have, and they want to make it the thing that we had. And I think it's interesting. Recently, I found a Bible from 1795. 1795 Bible. I should bring it out again tonight so you guys can see it. And this Bible, I find out, well, there's a bunch of names in the back. And when I looked at the names and I looked this guy, cross-checked who this guy was, he was a soldier in the Revolutionary War Army, and he fought beside George Washington. I have this man's Bible. His entire family is in there, their family tree from 1740 until like 1795. They all had their names in there. That's, I guess, how they kept their family tree back then, is they'd write it in the Bible right before the New Testament. And so I looked him up. I see and then here's the craziest thing. It's a Cambridge edition. So I thought this is somebody, you know, maybe he lived in England originally. No. So this is a guy, think about this. This is a guy who came here in one of the ships originally in order to start a life in America, which wasn't America at the time, I don't think. But he's to start a life here on this land as a British colony. And he sees George Washington speak in Long Island because that's where he's living. And George Washington inspires him to stand beside him and fight. As a part of the Revolutionary War Army, he fought in the Battle of Long Island. I have his Bible in here, in this basement with me in my studio. And so to me, I feel like a lot of the passion that comes out about our freedom being threatened on a daily, and the words that come out during the songs that I'm singing, in the moment, there's no script. I'm just singing these words because this is how I feel. But that stuff is powerful. It's always been powerful, but maybe I got a little extra because a Revolutionary War soldier who fought for the freedom that I'm trying to fight for now, his soul is attached to that Bible back there. And he fought for the freedom that I now am questioning what the hell everybody in this country is doing by wanting to get rid of. This man almost gave up his life. Maybe he did. I don't even know. I don't know what happened to him at the end of his life. But I do know he stood up to gain the freedom that we so willingly give up in this time of need. And this time of need is a very appropriate phrase. This time of need is when we need. We don't need to be giving up the thing that we cherish most, which is our freedom. When everything is falling in on itself, the last thing you give up is your freedom. Let it all fall in. That's their plan. Stand back with me for a second. I've been here for 3+ years every day. This is 1,178 days in a row of 2+ hours without the friggin' negatube. Where I stand, everything is intentionally being forced in on itself, like a Jenga. Let's pull out a couple of blocks and let's see. As soon as it starts toppling in, let's tell everybody, look, you guys need to go. Let's get everybody together. Let's get your passports. Let's make sure we know who you are, where you are, what you could spend your money on, social credit score. We're going there. That's where we're going right now. And the thing is, because, just so you're aware, China, they just do it. They just do it because they're communists. They can do whatever the freak they want. Here, we're attempting to be communists by instilling this new world order. Here's the thing, though, about that. The only way it works here is if they do it the way they're doing it over an 80-year period. They slowly and surely destroy our freedom one piece at a time. And the sheep, and that's just all of us, by the way, sit around and let it happen. We keep voting the same a-holes in. The one time you had somebody who literally was fighting up against the system, you guys destroyed. You believed all the fake news you were hearing. And when a guy came in and goes, fake news, are you kidding me? It's freaking fake news. It was. Nobody wanted to watch his 45-minute speeches. Nobody wanted to hear exactly what was said. They wanted to watch the 30-second snippet that CNN put together where they took out 2 hours in between to have something that says that he hates some sort of group and or that he likes white supremacists. He's the only president who 23 times denounced white supremacy, and every single time they say he never denounces white supremacy. It was just laughable. Everything was laughable about that 4 years because I stood outside of it without seeing the TV, and I saw the good things that were happening. I saw the destruction his mouth did, but also because he was being attacked viciously for 24/7 for 4 years, for 5 years. I'm sorry. He was attacked viciously from the moment he came down the escalator. From that day until the day and still, they talk about him. That's all they talk about still. They have the worst president in history there right now who's destroying our country. He's stopping the ability for it to be we can't drill on our land anymore. We can't continue the XL pipeline, which I think was considering all we had, we were first time in energy independent, first time in history under the last guy. Now this guy, we're now relying on others for oil like Venezuela. We're getting oil from communist Venezuela, guys, instead of relying on ourselves like we were able to do under the last guy. But he's so bad. He was so bad. Orange man bad. Oh, but wait, Mark, he said this on Twitter. He did? Okay, how was your gas prices? I got an electric car because the gas prices are S. I knew they'd go to S. Someone said there was a guy on TikTok who said, yeah, it's Trump's fault the gas prices are up. It's Trump's fault that we are where we are. Like, what a bunch of freaking morons out there, We had a flourishing economy until they made him shut down the freaking government and the country over something with a 99+% goodness. Like you're going to be good over 99%. But let's make everybody in the world take this thing. Control mechanism much? Oh, well, that brings us to our first story, Joanne. Can you scroll E. McGee here? John Stockton claims to have a list of, I can't say much here because we are, we don't want to get in trouble. So we're just going to be like a roundabout on it. John Stockton claims to have a list of hundreds of BugaBooed athletes who have dropped down and fallen under the 6 feet under on the field. Let's see what the old Stockaroo says. Now, guys, by the way, this is like an extremely religious man. Okay, I want you to understand. People will try to destroy another's character immediately as soon as they speak against an agenda, as soon as they speak their mind, as soon as they have their own mind. God forbid our unique beings are allowed to speak without being shuttered by the message. Well, here's a guy who he's able to at least get his message out because he's John freaking Stockton. Let's see what the old Stockaroo had to say. And I liked Stockton, but not because I was a Jordan fan. So like I liked Stockton, but I also hated Stockton when it was Jordan versus the Jazz, when it was Bulls Jazz. I'm like, I freaking hope the Bulls destroy the Jazz right now. I don't like John Stockton. He's really good. But he was a religious guy. He played in Utah, which is, we all know, the Mormon capital of the world. And also people are extremely nice. And he was a really nice guy his whole career. I remember he was always a stand-up guy. Not on the court. I heard he was a bit of a, throwing elbows around, which brings us to our thumbnail. If you may want to look quickly at the thumbnail, I'll throw that back on the screen so you can see. This is a little, this was apparently the time that John Stockton neck chopped Gary Payton, which, look, you can't always win, you know what I mean? You can't always be the nice guy. You're on the basketball court. Gary Payton's going for the steal. You freaking give him a neck chop. You know what I mean? And that happened, and we used it as the thumbnail today. I threw a BugaBoo in his shoulder and said, I tried to tell you. Anyway, let's see what John Stockton tried to tell us. Brooklyn Nets point guard Kyrie Irving and Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers are two of the most notable people in the world that have yet to receive the BugaBoo. Both stars have received much criticism for those who support the BugaBoo, while also receiving lots of support from those who are against the BugaBoo. One such person who has now come out in staunch support of the duo is former NBA star John Stockton. What's that? No, Joanne, you can't wheeze over this one. This is a very important story. You keep that wheeze down. You keep it down. We're doing the show. I'm in the middle of it. And she just kind of said, is this too loud? Don't ask me if it's too loud when you know it's too loud already. I'm trying to get over your wheeziness. And then you're going to try to interrupt the show? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's not right. I know. Anyway, let's see what we have here, Joanne. No, Joanne, now I forgot I don't know where I was now, Joanne. I was in the middle of it, and you get me all off my game, Oh, goodness. The Hall of Famer recently stated that he has a list of hundreds of BugaBooed athletes that have taken the dive on the pitch. That's a dive on the pitch. That's an actual thing if you're a soccer player. They took a dive on the pitch. They just didn't get back up afterwards. Okay, what do we have over here? Now I have a list of hundreds of athletes around the world that are BugaBooed and have fallen on their fotch. They fell down on their fotche. And then they just were there forever. And they had to say a prayer. And they hoped that their soul went to a good place. And they lost the game, too. That was a selfish player, The guy who's out there, he takes a dive for the team right in the middle of the most important play of the game. They lose 2-1. He's there on the field, lost his soul and the game. It was a bad day for the Pelicans. I don't know if that's a team. I saw New Orleans Pelicans on the team. That's a freaking on the screen. Why are they talking? This is so weird. This talking about, okay, let's see. This is, I guess, something that has to do with it. We'll find out. Okay. Will McGorry, Pelicans have upgraded C.J. McCollum questionable for tomorrow's game. He's missed 2 of the last games. Healthy and so, okay, I don't even know. This is not a good story, Joanne. There's nothing here. There's no teeth, New Orleans Pelicans coach Willie Green said CJ McCollum is progressing well after being placed in NBA's health and safety protocols last week. And there's a chance the high-scoring guard can return to the floor Tuesday against the Pelicans. No, against the Phoenix Suns, Joanne. We're hopeful, Green said. We'll see how it goes. He got a couple of negative tests. He's progressing. By Menon. So basically Stockies came out and he was like, bang biggity boo, I got a list of people. And I got to see, maybe Stockles will come on here and share it with us. That would be pretty cool. We could talk about the game of basketball. Joanne, did you hear about this? This is insanity. New Orleans. I think that's how you say it. If you go down, I've never been. But if I was to go and I said New Orleans, they'd smack me in the face with a piece of jerky. And they'd be like, how's that jerky taste? I'd be like, pretty good. Cajun style jerky. How could it go wrong? You get smacked in the face with that all day long. I'm getting a little extra flavor at the afterwards. It's tingling on the lips. New Orleans, surrounding areas ravaged by tornado as severe weather moves into deep south, Joanne. Joanne, could you stop napping and wheezing together? Like a double? I'm trying. You have to scroll. You got to do the teleprompter and you're closing your eyes. That's not right. It's only 11:25 right now. You know. A tornado hit New Orleans and its nearby suburbs, destroying homes and knocking out power. At least one person was killed in a rabbi, Louisiana. So Bears, Bernard's pair. Joanne, can we go backwards on that one? Yeah, snap. In Arabi, Louisiana, St. Bernard's Parish President Gary McGinnis said, local officials did not give details on how the person died. Is that Smokey the Bear? He was Smokey the Bear. Now they just call him Smokey. That's such a lie. He was Smokey the Bear. I remember seeing him when I was a kid. This is a Mark Della effect. If you guys don't know about the Mark Della effect, I've been everybody in history. I'm Back to the Future Mark from the year 2769. I was Abraham Mark Lincoln. I was Mark Jellin. I was, who else was I, guys? Mark Tovin. I was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. I mean, who else do you want? You want me to go through the whole list? What are we talking about over here? You know, with the time I was freaking Leonardo Mark Vinci? No, Leo Marco da Vinci? You know, Mark Jellin? Michelangelo? Painting the Sistine? Good job, Michelangelo. Thanks. Just steal it and give it to the freaking hack, Michelangelo. Give him the credit for all my work. I did it. Now I got to go back in the future. I got to do another timeline thing. John Mark Gerald Kennedy is there. You know, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. I did it. I was there. I'm most proud of when I was Abraham Mark Lincoln, though, when I stopped slavery. Emancipation Proclamation of 1863. I did it. You know, when you stop slavery and then now you're here in a timeline where they're trying to say everybody's freaking racist again, it's kind of annoying, you know. I got to tell you, that's why I came back to this timeline. Just wanted you guys to know that you're all stupid. I've been in the future. I've been in the past. You're acting like the past again. You know, we got past it. We voted a guy named Barack Obama president twice, okay? And then also, don't forget, when we also had Langston McGillicuddy. He's 2216. Langston McGillicuddy is one of the best presidents in history. He actually did the good stuff that Obama never did. And that comes out in 2216. But you got to wait until Langston McGillicuddy, you know, McGillicuddy, his slogan was the thing that got him over the edge. You know, he was like, let's make America great again. And then when he did that, they were like, Langston McGillicuddy, the first, and they got rid of the African-American term. They didn't use that anymore. That was just like a weird term that people came up with in order to create more division, you know? And they were like, look, Langston, we're just people now. Everybody's just a person. There's no such thing as color anymore. That was the way it was meant to be. You know, if you go back and you look at the creators of everything, they're like, color is nothing. It's the color of the light coming out of someone's heart. You know, it's not, you know, their skin color. That is something, it has to do with where you were born in the freaking world, idiot. You know, and so this is where we start to come to a philosophical difference. Future Mark telling you you're a moron because I've been to the future and I've seen that, you know, we elevate, we have a renaissance of sorts. And all of a sudden there's a realization that together we're better and that Jack Johnson got it right. Better together. And when he did it and nobody listened, that was our cue to send me back to 2022 to do it, to come out here and do a Renaissance Man show in order to lift you up, to understand what's happened in the world around you. And that to the moment you've been a moron, like just to the moment, you know. But the good thing is now you know you've been a moron, you know, and like you're like, oh, good. Okay, I'm not a moron anymore because now I get it. You know, Langston McGillicuddy, you know, don't forget. You should make a note, put that in a time capsule, 2214, have somebody open it in 2 years. I bet you you're going to see running for office, running for our president, Langston McGillicuddy. By Menon. Actually, By Menon does get behind that campaign. They're really into it. You know, like, well, look, we got another Obama here, except actually a good president instead, you know, and that was good. You know, I voted for him the first time. Second time? No freaking way in hell. Worst president in history. Cool guy. Cool dude. I'd love to play golf with him or shoot some hoops, you know? Just terrible when it came to policy or caring about his people at all. Like, literally. Seems like he got himself a $14 million mansion in Martha's Vineyard. And apparently he got COVID just last week. I don't know if that's true. I actually like him as a just on the surface as a dude. You know, they always said like a president, it's a guy you want to have a beer with. And if you think about it, That's kind of true. George Bush was a guy like that. People are like, oh, I can have a beer with him. You know, he's a freaking moron. Look, when I go down, what? Shame on you 7 times over. Whatever he said, just everything he said was stupid. But he's not a stupid guy. He just was very nervous in front of the camera, apparently. But he didn't show well on camera. Kind of like the sleep sofa, you know. Oh, look, my Aunt Judy. Joe, you know you're supposed to answer questions. I am. What? You're looking at the freaking answer that right? You give me the answer. I give you the question. Okay, that's how we work. Sleepy Poo. You can't ask a question unless you've been prompted on what to ask. I find it interesting today. There was a meeting for the Cove. They're talking about the Cove and like, what do we do next? Should we get a 4th? Everybody should get a 4th now, guys. So let me get this straight. Number 1, 2, and 3 didn't work. Now you just want to throw in a 4th? You just want to throw in a 4th?
Look, Dr. Weasel Frauci, I'm telling you, we'll get a 4th. And then Flies is going to do fantastic. They're going to make another $36 billion next year. And I get a cut. I get 10%. I don't have to give it to the big guy, though. What? Huh? No, that's not the arrangement we came up with. I get 10%. I'm the big guy. Oh, good, he fell asleep. Take your masks off.
Sleepy Poop. Dr. Weasel Frauci. You know, you got a little bit of a mix there between the two of them. Woo! That's a double-decker situation right there. Guys, so there was a crazy tornado down in New Orleans. Just make sure you are not down there if the other one comes. It was like a Category 3. They said it's the biggest one since some time. The U.S. has officially declared Russian forces have committed war crimes in Ukraine. Again, very fitting for us to say that after all we did for 20-plus years in the Middle East. But no. Look, I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying that magnifying glasses are easy when you hold them yourself. Conor McGregor arrested. Vehicle seized on dangerous driving charges in Ireland. Look at that meathead McGillicuddy right there. You know, Joanne, he's related to McGillicuddy. That's like a thing that happens. He dates some beautiful woman from Zimbabwe. Together they make McGregor McGillicuddies. And from there, it's history. It's done, you know. And this guy next to him, look at this freaking guy. What's going on with that? Look at him. He's like, I think if I toot real quick, no one will know. Just because you think no one will know, you know, that redhead behind you, he's gonna get it. He's going to be like, I'm out of here. That was McGregor, because he's walking by McGregor. You think that McGregor did that with his pink cap. Anyway, let's see what McGregor has to say. UFC superstar Conor McGregor was arrested and his car seized after he was stopped for dangerous driving in Ireland on Tuesday. According to the Irish Independent, McGregor was stopped by the Gardaí in West Dublin while driving his Bentley Continental that is worth more than $187,000, Joanne. McGregor, couldn't they just be like 190K, like, you know, over 190, like they had to be exact? Or it was more than 187,000. What's with the 7? How do you just say it's over $185,000? How do you say over $175,000? You know what I mean? How about you say it's in the high 100s? You got to talk about 187? It's worth more than 187. What is it? $187,001? What are we talking about? You have to be vague about more than? Oh, it's worth more than the 187. What do we got? Are we talking about like shipping fees? Are we talking about like additional taxes? Like you're being a little vague on the more than. Okay, I think it's a lot of money right there. Okay, McGregor was reportedly pulled over by the police and then arrested and charged with several driving offenses. Along with his car being impounded by authorities, he was eventually hit with a dangerous driving charge, which comes with a potential financial penalty, as well as a possible 6 months in prison. The former UFC 2 division champion was charged and released on bail, with his vehicle being returned to him afterwards, at which time he drank some more freaking vodka and drove home. Mr. McGregor was driving to the gym when he was stopped by Gardaí for alleged road traffic violations. McGregor's representative Karen Duggar says the statements of the MMA fighting, he passed the drug and alcohol test taken at the station. There he is right there, guys. Check him out. Oh my goodness, look at that ear. What happened, dude? Cauliflower much? Sometimes that happens when you're a wrestler. If you're out there and you're doing a wrestle and you're on the mat and you get that disgusting stuff from the mat on that ear while someone's pushing your face against the ground, I can't get my face off the ground. I got my ear being pushed into the ground. You get a cauliflower ear. It's a wrestling term. You don't want one, though. I mean, nobody wants a cauliflower ear, but he's got one. Anyway, look, McGregor's cauliflower earring it. He's got the Bentley right behind him. He's rubbing his other cauliflower ear on it just for good luck. He doesn't want to get pulled over again. You can't blame him for that. Sometimes he's thinking with the cauliflower ear instead of with his, with his brain. Multi-millionaire, but he's still, cauliflowering it. I guess that's it, Joanne, on that one. What do we have? Any more on this story, Joanne? What do we say? Oh, looks like this is not the first time McGregor has gotten into hot water thanks to his driving habits in Ireland. He previously lost his license in 2018 and faced fine after he was reportedly driving over 154 miles an hour. That's kilometers, Joanne, which is roughly 110. I'm going to guess on that one. That charge came with the year after McGregor paid a fine worth $440 for speeding. McGregor is currently rehabilitating at home in Ireland after suffering a broken leg in his most recent fight against Dustin Poirier in July 2021. If you didn't see that, as the most disgusting break I've ever seen in my life. That thing just snapped. Like, okay, we went from this to, look, what's this? From this to that. That's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen with a freaking ankle. The 33-year-old fighter has been hard at work on his recovery and expected to fight again before the end of the year. All right, so that's what we got from the craziest guy I've ever seen in my life. I think he's a crazy dude, but in a good way, I guess. He's created success out of it. Guys, I just want to talk about this very quickly and see if this is leading us to our next worldwide worry. Bird flu cases surge in the U.S. What we need to know so far. The CDC, guys, by the way, this is the most important line of all. The CDC said it's monitoring the worst avian flu influenza outbreak since 2015, which has devastated poultry farms along the East Coast and in the Midwest. Bottom line, don't eat any more freaking chicken for a little while, okay? The spread of H5N1 bird flu in the U.S. has largely been blamed on the migration of wild birds flying over domestic flocks and transmitting the virus through their droppings. It's not scrolling for me right now, guys, but the bottom line is it is seeming like they're everywhere, and we're going to see it all of a sudden switch over to humans, and now we're going to have them get us another BugaBoo, and they're going to force it to be a dual COVID/avian flu shot. Right? Just seems like that's naturally where we go with the freaking 1984 situation we're dealing with. Guys, mortgage finance demand plunges 14% as interest rates spike higher. This could be the break that some buyers have been looking for in order to get a property. I'm a real estate agent during the day, Renaissance man at night. If you are ever looking for real estate, whether it's a home or you want to sell a home, a property, a parcel, and you live anywhere in the United States of America, I can help you. I may not be able to list your property personally, but what I could do is save you time and money. The best way to explain that is you do something for a living that is not real estate related. That's all I do. So when it comes down to you're going to call and find someone to represent you, and you're going to ask a certain set of questions based on the fact that you're a novice. I will ask a certain set of questions based on the fact that I'm a professional for 13 plus years. So when you're looking for the next agent, you'll get a short list. Just leave me an opportunity to find you one more. If you're out in Oklahoma, I'll find you someone. If you're out in Louisiana, I'll find you someone. And what I mean by that is I'm part of the largest real estate network on the planet, Berkshire Hathaway. And when it comes down to it, I put a referral in and I find you the top agents at the office there. And then I do a little research, get someone on the phone, find out if they're a good quality agent to work with. So basically it's a process in order to help you find a good agent so you can take some of that work off your plate. You don't have to use that agent, but it's one more option for you to consider. If you do use that agent, it helps me. It helps the show. You don't pay for it at all. This is the best part about real estate. So for example, Jacqueline right now is out trying to find a piece of property. And she said, Mark, can you help me find an agent? So my relocation companies, everywhere Jacqueline's been looking, they're finding agents for her that will help her find a property. Okay. The beauty of this is that it costs Jacqueline nothing. She can now go from place to place and look at properties as the agents I find or that my company finds produce the properties or open the door for her so she can go in and determine if she likes it. Then
if Jacqueline decides to buy any of those properties, what happens at the end is there's a commission. Usually it's a 5 or a 6% commission in real estate. So let's just call it 5 for round numbers. Or 6 for round number, just to be safe. So you got 3 and 3. 3% goes to the buyer agent, which is who's representing Jacqueline, and 3% goes to the listing agent, the person who has it on the property. Now, Jacqueline's agent, who got 3% of the total commission, let's just call it $100,000, which makes it $3,000. Of that $3,000 commission, that agent has agreed to give me a cut of that commission. It's called a referral fee. It's what every business does. We love giving referral fees because that means it's a piece of business we have. We don't have that business. I give referral fees out all the time when they come my way from other agents because I'm thrilled to get new business. And that's the way every real estate agent thinks. So I've had some people say, oh, well, I don't want the agent to be upset that they have to give money up. No. They have no business and all of a sudden they have business. So 80% of something, if that's what it is, usually somewhere around, but 80% of something is better than 0 of something. And like I said, every agent is thrilled to give referrals because we all want business. So when it comes down to it, next time you are looking, just consider sending me a note. My email is very simple. It's mp@markpires.com. I'll put that on the screen for you. And also remember that this show has been live 1,178 days in a row. If you want to support this positivity mission, this live in the moment mission to create a message where we can come out here and feel something different than we're getting from the world, support me on Patreon. Just put that on the screen, patreon.com/markpires. I don't ask often, but I do think after being here for almost 2 years, actually 3+ years, geez, I always forget how long it's been. You know, it's funny. I got a message on YouTube today from somebody I posted like a response to something over a year ago. And somebody wrote like a rude, like troll comment to me today. And I looked at it and I saw what I had originally said. And it was on day like 562. It was like almost exactly like half of where we are. Or so it was like over a year ago. Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, geez, it's crazy that I sent that message and I mentioned, hey, tonight's like day 574, whatever it was. And now I'm here in day 1178 in a row with 2+ hours of variety every day. And I'm thinking this guy's trolling me or whatever he's saying, just being a chooch. And so I just responded. I said, hey, thanks for the note. You know, why don't you pop on and check out what the longest running variety show on planet Earth is about? Here's a link to tonight's show. Hope all's well. You know, when someone goes after you, when you're putting yourself out there, there's something going on with them. You know, like for anybody to put themselves out there in order to affect a positive change for anybody else out there that's on the opposite side of the screen, and then anybody to try to rip that down, there's something wrong with the person trying to stop that. There's something wrong in their mind. There's something wrong in their heart. I'm often just reveling at the fact that people are expressing themselves. And I'm just, yes, this is so great. I love it. I love that someone's doing something. And then I see these people who are destructors, and it's baffling to me because the world is about creation, not destruction. And life is about creation, not destruction. Destruction leads you towards your end. Destruction leads you towards the misery, which also brings you to your end. In order for you to have the possibility of long life, the longevity of life only occurs when you live in the right state of mind. There's a reason you see some people live to 115 years old, 118 years old. They're always these sweet old ladies or this old guy who just lived right. He had a freaking glass of wine a day, but that guy had a smile on his face. I met a 106-year-old when I was in Portugal. My parents were walking to the small village my mother grew up in. Or she went back there for summers because she was born here. But when she was like 6 months old, so they like got pregnant in Portugal and moved here. And so when they're here and they're going back every summer and they had a place there, I guess. And my mother runs into this guy. He's 106 years old and he still remembered my mother. And he goes, Fernanda, he's like, did you used to live over the house? She's like, yeah, like we lived in that house. We had that house over there. He's like, I remember your father. We used to, and this is all in Portuguese. I don't understand Portuguese. My parents didn't teach me that. They used it against us. When we have three boys, when we did something wrong, they would speak in Portuguese and they would speak about what we did wrong. And that was the way of keeping us in the dark in a way, you know. But we're there in Portugal, and I hear my mother, she's crying, and she goes, I can't believe he remembers me. I remember him. He was 60 years old, you know, and now he's 107, 106 years old. And she says, what's your secret to the longevity of life? And he says, a liter of vino a day. He had a liter of vino every day. He was 106 years old. His mind was as strong as an ox. He was a skinny guy, so he probably was pretty good about the way he ate. But he said it was a bottle of vino a day. But I remember what came along with that comment is a freaking smile. He had a great smile at 106. He just was smiling the whole time. And I'm saying to myself, okay, he's saying it's the vino. Maybe he smiled more because he was drinking vino, but that dude was smiling. And guess what smiles bring you closer to? Your happiness. And your happiness is where longevity is, because when you can smile and you can feel the glory of this moment, you actually can stop time momentarily. You can, in essence, feel like you have slowed it down. The other day, Darren Hunter, our brother here, came out to talk about his books. He said, I don't know who it was who gave this quote, but he said, eternity is this moment because nothing else exists. And everything else will cease to exist when you close your eyes for the last time. And we forget these things. We keep thinking, I got to gain. I got to do this. I got to put something, you're going to put extra away. Like all the stuff that we think doesn't matter because you can't take it with you. What I believe you do take with you are your actions. I believe you take the kindnesses that you share with others to the other side. Shrek, thank you so much, my brother. Did you grow up in a family with relative financial security? No, I wouldn't say that at all. My father's a builder. My mother's an interior designer. And I think that life is always difficult for people who are contractors, out there working for a consumer, creating a product that is being ridiculed and picked at, and this doesn't look, and I think it's interesting. When I worked for my father's crew was so good. They made it was beautiful work these guys did, and people are just picky as hell. Nobody appreciates good work. I can't tell you the amount of people that stiffed my father money. And he's just too nice a guy. He would just let them. Okay, well, what am I going to do about that? At the time, it was like he was still building a name for himself, and those people were like the rich people in the town. I'm like, they could have just destroyed his potential business, And it's amazing how people use their power in this world, and by power I mean their contacts. Because I have a huge Rolodex, I could take advantage of somebody who's just trying to make a living. Like, what the, I remember there were a few people that had so much money, and they would like stiff my dad. I was like. And I was a young kid at the time, and I'd be like, man, that's really messed up. And they had this mentality. They're just like, I've got so much money that I could just, sue me if you have a problem with it. Like, people are weird. How about you just pay for the service? How about you hire someone and you pay for it? And that's the thing. There are great consumers, then there's rotten people out there. And sometimes the people who didn't come from money are the most appreciative. And it's the ones who never, ever understood what it was like to struggle or to try to figure out how to get to the next month or pay mortgage and pay bills. Those people are completely alien to the world that we live in. They don't understand what life is like. They've never, ever had that fear rush across them of what do I do? What do I do? How do I get enough to pay this and to pay that and the tax and everything else? And it's a lot of weight on everybody's shoulders, except for those people who were born into it and they have this generational wealth that's provided for them. That's why you see a lot of those cases where people have a really tough life that are just given everything. There's something to be said about earning your keep and to going out there and creating your own. Now, I think the reality is, for the most part, there's a handful of people in this world that are truly proud of when you do things. There's a lot of people that are just almost, and I heard this the other day, someone said that most people are just shocked that you're still doing it. And they're also like, in a way, kind of shocked that there's another piece of content or whatever it is, but it's still going. Like there's more, again, another one. Like, but it's more of that than it is like I'm really proud of that. Like with the exception of supporters of programs, people that you know in life, you go out there and you get that new job. There's a handful of people that really are proud of you. Everybody else is like, why the freak did Derek get that job? I was a good financial analyst. I could have gotten that job. You know, I think he's probably a good analyst, but I'm better. I'm a better analyst. We have this human, I guess I'd say it's a reaction to compare ourselves instead of being happy and proud of whatever is going on around us. If you could learn to have gratitude for other people's successes, you will truly find the happiness of life, because being jealous of somebody else's success is a sure and certain way to find misery in your life. You don't want to even compare yourself to anybody, because nobody's like you. You just have to remember that you are completely unique. There's nobody else like you in this world. And that's a beautiful thing. Don't ever forget that. So, guys, I have to pop something on the screen here. Let me see. I've got a couple of news stories left. I got to keep this a sort of a short show tonight, unfortunately. I got things to do. Plus a busy day tomorrow. It's been a crazy world. Lower Fairfield County, Connecticut, is where they basically build, that's where they were always working for that 35 years, and when I was a kid, I remember some of those tougher times because of, I just look at some of the things I'd hear, because my brother works with my dad, but I remember hearing like, those people didn't pay the bill. Like, what the freak is wrong with people? Like, you did the work is done, and that was just, it's a sign of the location you live in, and the fact that some people are just straight up jerks, man, I don't want to get too into the woods on it, but one of the people that did that ended up getting a real estate license, and then I had to work with the person. It's crazy. So like, I'm there and like, I know what happened. And then like, all of a sudden they're an agent, and I'm like seeing them at houses, and I'm like, oh, interesting. But then I'm thinking, okay, the reason they got their license, because maybe things weren't the way they made it seem, maybe they couldn't pay, and that's why they didn't pay, and that could have been the reality. It probably was the reality, but I was a kid. I couldn't think that way at the time. But that may have been the reality. It probably was the reality. Because why would she or he have gone out there and gotten the license? You know what I mean? They wouldn't have gotten that. I'm going to pop this on for you guys. This was today's bit, guys. I think this is some craziness. Everything we put out on a daily basis is completely nuts. But this was called Mara Pool of Blood. And we created a new character. This is a brand new character, or I guess a family. I created a family. Frostvlavlavin. If you guys don't know about the Frostvlavlavin, they are a Ukrainian royalty that goes back generations. We're talking about like all the way to Christ. And there was a period of time where they were in the Bible, taken out of the, you'll see. It's a whole story that you need to get into. But I don't want you to be like, I don't know about the Frostvlavlavins. Well, that's because they freaking stole it from our existence. Nobody knows about these things. You did, and now you don't. You were there, and then you're like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Host of Practical Guide to the Cosmos.
It's
Coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
Ukraine has rejected a Russian offer to allow 2 safe corridors out of the besieged city of Mariupol in exchange for Ukrainian fighters laying down their arms. The Russian news agency TASS, Joanne, I don't know what TASS stands for, but it must be something long if they just went right to the TASS instead of explaining it. Sometimes they'll say TASS, but they'll be like, the technologically arranged security system or whatever, They didn't do that here. They just went right to the TASS. So the news agency TASS referred to or reported the offer, citing Colonel Journal Joanne. Can you do this right, Joanne? I need it. Give me a TASS.
And then now I'm into the middle of it, citing Colonel General Mikhail Mizintsev. That was actually pretty good, Joanne. I did Mizintsev, and that was pretty much exactly what I think it is. He's the head of the Russian National Defense Control Center. And he said residents of the southern port city were given until 5 a.m. Monday to respond. Mizintsev, Joanne, now we're just making up stuff, right? That's not his name. Didn't have to wait for that long for an answer. Ukrainian Deputy Prime Minister Irina Vereshchev. What the frick? Can we get off with all these names here? How about we just say like the Ukrainian Deputy Prime Minister? Can we do that? Ukrainian Deputy Prime Minister rejected the idea outright. There could be no talk of any surrender. Laying down of arms. We have already informed the Russian side about this, said the news outlet Ukrainian Pravda. I wrote, instead of wasting the time on 8 pages of letters, just open the corridor. They did it with the Z. They see a Z. Sometimes they do that when they're in Ukraine. Z. Open the door. You know, it's not really this if you're more in the, upper echelon of Ukraine. You're talking about like the royalty. You want to go royalty Ukraine? You throw the Z in there when you say things. Opens the door. You got a Frenchie. You're a Frenchy Ukrainian. You're a Ukrainian. That's what sometimes they call you a Ukrainian if you're a French Ukrainian. It depends if you throw the Z in there. There's sometimes they'll throw like conmen. There's a couple conmen in Ukrainian that were thrown in the Z in order to get like, oh wow, are you part of the royal family? I noticed the way you said open the door instead of open the door. And like, are you part of the, the Froschglavaren revolution? When the Froschgravlavens came in and they stepped all over everybody and they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm so nervous because of the Froschgravlavens. They were such a bad people, really. Yeah. If you look them up, like, hold on. Froschgravlaven. Yeah, right there. Terrible people, it says it. Terrible people, the Froschgravlavens. They beat people to submission. And then they would kill them after they saw him cry, and they were pained, and they said, "No, please, just let me live. I have a family." And that was where the whole thing started with, "I have a family. Don't." And like the victims of abuse again, it got back to Amber Heard. No, please, I don't. And Prospoplavans. They created I'd say a movement, of bad people. Where you just got this, like, I guess it's a deep-seated belief structure, that's ingrained in the Frostwolf-Glaven, lineage. And if you start to trace that lineage, and then you realize that is the reason that the world is so messed up right now is because of the Frostwolf-Glavens. Everybody's like, no, it's the elites. It's Soros. We know Soros has some stuff to do besides playing Jabba the Hutt and, Senator Palpatine. But Frostwolf-Glavens were the ones who really, did the worst of it, and some people, I've heard a lot of people like the Merovingians. Oh yeah. No, I'm sorry. You think the Merovingians? No, I'm sorry. That's nothing like compared to the Frostwolf-Glavens. They were like the real deal back in the day. And they were taking on the Bible. Oh, Joanne, you remember that, right? Yeah. Joanne was there for that. We were there for a seminar. And they were talking all about the Frostwolf-Glavens and that they were one of the books taken out. They had a complete book in the Bible, and it was taken out, just because of how impactful the Frostwolf-Glaven, lineage was to the history of time, And they were fearing that maybe people would want to follow the Frostwolf-Glavens instead of Jesus, and that was a scary thing at the time. So they were like, we got to pull this out of the books. Don't even let people read about the Frostwolf-Glavens because those people are the real deal. They were like, oh my goodness, Jesus saved everybody's souls. Though. He took everybody's sins, saved everybody, took their sins away. Frostwolf-Glavens, though, there's a pull. There's an appeal. And that one too. People are like, well, maybe they will too. They got into a weird thing where they're like, well, maybe the Frostwolf-Glavens will just forgive us of our sins. Instead of dying for our sins, they'll maybe just forgive us of our sins. That was a weird time in history. We had to try to explain to them. No, one is willing to give his life up for your sins. The other one, you're questioning, maybe they have a kindness in their heart in order to forgive you for your sins. Frost of Lovins. Goodness, you know.
You see this black box right here? Well, I'm going to show you something right now. Some people are concerned that they might have to go for a long period of time without power or electricity. That's why 4Patriots is blowing up with tons of requests for our biggest, most valuable survival tool ever, the Patriot Power Generator 1800. And I should mention that when you get one of these personal power plants, you also get a free solar panel to charge it. 3 days worth of survival food, free shipping, and a bunch of other free gifts that I'll list out in a little bit. By the way, this generator can power your fridge if you wanted to. It can also power your CPAP machines, heaters, coolers, laptops, TVs, anything else that you'd like to plug in to one of the 8 powerful outlets on the Patriot Power Generator 1800. Now, I've heard that some brands refuse to offer backup power option like this, but we're doing everything we can to make sure you get as much power as possible with everything going on right now. That's why now, for a limited time,
I literally am like,
stress
there's a
this enough
commercial coming on.
while supply.
Hopefully it wasn't too long.
I'm
but
not
it
sure
probably was.
when they changed the name because at a certain time they cut it down to Frost, you know. But before that, Frost of Lovin was really a name. If you went out and you just mentioned the name Frost of Lovin when you went into like a store, and you're like, oh, I forgot my wallet. Oh goodness! Like, oh, okay. Well, why don't you give us your name, sir, and we can call your place and verify who you are and see if you, or we can call your bank and you could speak to them just based on your information, see if there's something that they can put a credit towards your purchase, based on who you are, And like, oh yeah, no, my name is Marius Frost of Lovin. Oh, excuse me, did you say Frost of Lovin? Yes, that's right, Frost of Lovin. Yeah, here, take the store. Whole store. You just go. You go ahead. You're good for it. When Marius came in that day and got a store for free, he just walked right in and got it because he's Frost of Lovin. And the guy was like, I'll sign over the deed. That was a day. That was a day to be the Frost of Lovin. Like it started to be like third person. You're out with friends. Guy tries to grab the last beer. What are you doing? You don't take the last beer from Frost of Lovin. What? Frost of Lovin believes that we're going to have a really tough one with this war, I was just kind of like throwing it off the wall with Frost of Lovin, And that's the thing. Sometimes when you're down it and Frost of Love comes down, he's hanging out. It's just a weird thing when you're sitting here and Frost of Love and just becomes a thing. Frost of Love actually went over to Mitchelson's to get himself a Mitch. It's a Thursday. He just happened to be driving by. And old Frosty was like, I think I can use a Mitch. I'm thinking, I'm noticing the Friar Tuck situation going on. So Thursdays, there's a discount. If I go in and I give them, I'm here for the Mitch, then they're going to set me up. Now, Frost of Lava never knew that when you go, there's a line on Thursdays. That's something you only find out when you go down and get a Mitch, So old Frosty got in line there. He had a chance to see Magoo head up in the front there. That head just keeps getting worse. He's like, he came back from the dead, by the way. This is a whole other story now of him. He's back, They've been tucking, new layers of hair on top of layer of hair for him, It's starting to look like a dread, where it's starting to buckle up together. You can't even wash that thing anymore, But again, he's got that weird bulimia thing where he thinks that he doesn't have any hair. He's like, oh, my hair's going. I need to get it. I got a Friar Tuck. No, you don't. You've been getting freaking Mitches every week for the last 2 years, That's 104 Mitches, Starts falling over when the wind blows. Yeah, no good. You should have gone once. He's the best in the biz. Mitchelson's the best in the biz. All you got to do is go once and get a Mitch. You put it on that nog of yours. You're out there impressing people,
That poor guy, you know. Imagine going to food stores and seeing that thing walking around the room. Because food stores usually got a really high ceiling. You're not walking in some 8-foot ceiling. It's like a good 12 to 15 feet in there, you know. That dude's walking around like Marge Simpson. You know?
I was driving in the left-hand lane, and a gentleman decided to make an illegal left-hand turn out of a parking lot. He darted out right in front of me, and I hit right into him. Because I had the Nexar dash camera, I was able to get the video within a minute. I'm Michael Gargan. I'm a retired police officer, and I live in Merrick, Long Island. Right after the accident, the gentleman said that I was going too fast. I grabbed my phone, I said, "You want to see my video?" I wasn't going fast. And then he changed his tune and never brought that up again. The video was sent in to their insurance company. It showed their driver at fault. Within like 2 hours, they said they're going to completely cover 100% of the damage. What I like about Nexar Dashcam is that the minute you start your car, instantaneously starts recording. It does notify you if there's...
Unbelievable. What have we done?
Oh, homie.
What are we doing? I got freaking Marge in there. She's doing it now. And it was weird too because, you know, his hair was starting to turn purple in a weird way because there was no circulation anymore. By the time you got 40 or 50 Mitches in on that freaking nog of his, and he starts popping up, he's looking more like Dan Aykroyd, you know, in Coneheads as he keeps rising up higher and higher, going for Guinness. He thought that maybe if I just was, you know, you look at me and I'm 8'9", I could beat Dr. Wayne Doppler, but no. They come and push your hair down and make sure that they touch skin. You got to make sure it's skin to ground, okay? Not how hair you're. No, I'm sorry. There's plenty of people who could just stick their hair up with gel and they'd be much taller than Dr. Wayne Doppler. But as tall can be, there's nobody taller than Dr. Wayne Doppler. Baron Trump, he's right on the tail. Yeah, winning big league. I got a son, he's going to win big league. Gonna be the tallest man in history, Baron Trump. He's kind of getting close. I think he's 6'9" right now. 7'4". What is he, Joanne? Can you check it out for me? Joanne, just wheezing? You know. So, guys, apparently in Mariupol, well, they may have some concentration camps coming up, and that's not a good thing. And this is what I think is interesting. This is us. We say, oh, we're worried because they may open up concentration camps. They've been doing that here in America for a while, guys. They thought they'd have to go that way here during the BugaBoo situation that they were pushing on everybody. Let's quickly run through this. Russia continues to genocide the Ukrainian people and civilians of Mariupol, the Post said. Every war criminal will answer for his crimes against humanity, against the people of Mariupol. The assault on Mariupol prompted the local police officer, in a video verified by the Associated Press, to appeal for help from President Joe Sleepy Poopy Pants Biden and French President Emmanuel Macron, as well as, you know, the Frostlavlavans. You know, if you can get them involved, you're going to be saved at the end of the day. In fact, that's where they should have gone first. Why are they appealing to Sleepy Poopy Pants? He's already sleeping. French President Emmanuel Macron, he doesn't give a crap. You got to go to Frostlavlavan if you want to get anything done in this world. It's the Merovingians. Then it's your Frostlavlavan in it. You know, that's top of the line is Frostlavlavan. You know, you can't get any better than it. Just not. There's nothing better. You got God and Jesus are the same thing. And then Frostlavlavan, gatekeeper. Some people call the Frostlavlavans the gatekeepers to this timeline. And if you want access to the timeline, you need to pay respect to the Frostlavlavan. This just goes without saying, really. You know, the fact that I'm here trying to explain to you how to gain and give respect to a Frostlavlavan, it just baffles me, really. What's that? No, I know, Joanne. I could probably do 18 more minutes on this one. Oh, goodness. So sorry for the double commercials, but they dead, right? They dead. Whenever you're expecting them to not dead, they freaking dead. But we are back here. I'm going to have to play something else, though. Because I'm still in the middle of something. I've got a stupid, crazy dog sitch going on upstairs. So if I can play you one more piece of comedy, Or maybe I would play you a song. I'm going to play you this. This is a new song that just came out. This right here is called Funkadelic Truth Serum. Cool name, right? Let's see if it's a cool song.
If you're a homeowner, look.
Ready?
Test Now and Go is a convenient COVID-19 testing center in Malvern for children and adults. Get in and out fast with
Storm clouds. You're out of your mind, consumed by lies of an angry world. Find yourself backed in the corner. Now got to be a dream, yeah. This can't be the way it seems. Nothing makes sense, yes. I can't even run here. Everything I touch turns to nothing. It's a tangled web we're living. Get caught up in all of the negative and we can't get away, yeah. We get sucked in and then it's too late. Oh, and if we want to get free, yeah, we gotta find some positivity. Yeah, connect with, yeah, but you're so caught up in that way. All we gotta say is open up your ears, open up your eyes, open up your heart, and join us here, yeah. We every night, every day, forever. Take people at the word for so long till you're broken and jaded, sitting on the sidelines. No more trust left to give. No, you cannot find a way to live with it. No, so you go and you guard yourself. But life's about living it, yeah. Come across them people that don't appreciate that beautiful person that you are. Remember that you got something for this world divine, compelling. Oh, are you up for the trip? Yeah, you can't just take a little look. No, you gotta read from cover to cover. Yeah, you gotta find the story. You got to find your motivation before this expiration. Yeah, you know we got one way for ourselves to elevate. Right here every night. Yeah, I keep coming back over and over again. Swim against the tide. Every night and forever. I'm fine with that. Yeah, as long as this community of positive cats keeps coming back. Yeah, can't stop the light. No, 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 no. You can't stop the fight. Oh, no, no, no. Can't stop the light. The time has come for us to come together, yeah, to push away the negative weather that they keep forecasting on us every day.
Almost every guitar player trying to learn lead guitar is doing it the hard way. I know this may sound controversial, but here's how to play by feel.
If the message is the same every day, what makes you think it's gonna change? No, it's not. Yeah, you're just up for the same delivery. Yeah, we're on a quest into a foreign land. It's foreign to this society here that's pre-planned. Yeah, when you're driving us down. Yeah, they're driving us down. Yeah, to our graves. Oh, and only the bravest stand up and fight to make a difference. Yes, I'm banking on you. Banking on you. Biggity boo. You got to biggity boo. Holy cow, guys. Let me flip this back over here for a sec. Doing a flipperoo. Flipperoo in it. You know what? Let me put something else on real quick. One more shorty. Okay, here we go. How about... I got one for you. If I can move this thing a little closer to the next... All right, and this right here, if I remember, was pretty funny. And I'm not sure how many people saw it, but there's the link. Why don't you give it a share? Give it a like. Do your part to spread the freaking word,
So
right?
I've got my essay written, and I'm...
What's that, Joe? And so Wheezy McGee, be quiet back there. I'm playing anyone. 55 views. Let's multiply that by 55. All right, guys, okay? Let's do that.
Coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
Our next story is going to be the same way, except this is a sad one. I don't know if I can keep this one light and airy. Bulldozer crushes Florida man to death in porta potty on landfill. What, Joanne? Joanne said that she needs to use the porta potty right now. Joanne, last door on the right. You know? Polk County, Florida, a worker at a landfill was killed with... What? No, Joanne, I forgot. Hold on. Here. The keys. She's got to unlock herself. She's anchored in because she has a hot air balloon carditis today. And we don't want her to float away. A worker at the landfill was killed. You know, Joanne, I got to tell you, when I'm in the middle of doing the news and you're back there wheezing, you're back there demanding the keys to unlock your chains that we discussed this together. You didn't want to be stuck to the ceiling doing a Veruca Salt, blueberrying it up on the ceiling. And I'm like, oh, Joanne, what are you doing up there? And you're like, George Soros voice, you know? No, I know, Joanne. I know you prefer to not be up there either. That's why I'm saying, don't give me a hard time. I'm in the middle of doing the news, and you asked me for keys. Now you have the keys, and you're saying I can't unlock this one right foot from the keychain. It's a double key. You know, first key works for the left, other key works for the right. For the right, Joanne, there are two keys on the keychain. You know, you're doing it. I'm here. You're back there wheezing. You're stuck to the freaking chains. You can't go porta potty. No, not on the left, Joanne. First door on the right. Third door. It's on the right, Joanne. Just look as you go, but don't go into the room that says, Joanne, keep out. That one's filled with all the goodies. And I know you got a sweet tooth. Aaron Henderson, 40, of Winter Haven, Florida, died in an incident Friday at the Polk County North Central landfill. First of all, freaking hey, Joanne, she's not here, guy. Who am I going to talk to? I got to share my thoughts with Joanne. And now she's back there in the porta potty. Joanne, are you doing a number 2? She says she's doing a number 3. That's no good, guys. What did you have? What did you eat tonight? Oh, with corn? Oh, no. She had a meatloaf dish, but they put corn in it. It was a meatloaf corn deal, you know? Too bad for Joanne. She's back there porta pottying it. What's that? Oh, Zabrowski's back. What's that, Zabrosk? No, Zabrosk, I'm sorry. Joanne can't use my toilet now. We got a porta potty for Joanne. She can't use the Renaissance Man toilet. It's off limits. It's kind of like Trump's gold toilet. Are you kidding me? Excuse me. Are you kidding? I'm here winning big league. I got my gold toilet. Melania can't look at the gold toilet. I'm winning big league. I gotta go take a poop-a-doop. Like Joe Biden, he takes it in his double diaper. I take mine in my gold toilet. Where's Baron? Sleeping at 12:23? Are you freaking kidding me? Wake him up, spray him with some water. Oh, wake up, Baron. How does he fit that bed? Well, we got him an extra long bed. It's 18 feet long. Oh, winning big league. Oh, my goodness, Joanne. Joanne! Freaking A, she's still gone. I don't know what to do, guys. I need to tell a story. I need to tell someone. I just can't. Hold on. First of all, I gotta get my chair back. So, back to our story, Joanne. Joanne, when are you coming back? I'm lonely over here. I'm doing a show all by myself. I need my program director. Who's gonna do teleprompter? Who's gonna do a teleprompter? I'm here. I'm doing it. And you're back there doing a porta potty. I forgot the corn deal. No, you take your time. I got you the special porta potty, the one that flushes. I don't know where it goes. I should have thought about that. You know what, Joanne? I didn't get you the one that flushes. You leave it alone. Don't push that button in there. That's a button that pushes, it ejects you. It will eject you with everything, all the excrement. So you just leave it alone. Just wipe a and get back over here. I got to tell you about story here. There's a guy who died with a bulldozer at a freaking landfill. Yeah, landfilling it. You guys hear her. She's the worst, you know. No, Joanne, I said you're the best. She's got hearing problems anyway, so she doesn't know what I'm saying ever. Partially. Sometimes, like, she gets offended by me because, you know, I got to let her know. You know, she's really pulling up the rear as it comes, as it is, you know. Like, I had a deal she needed to do, and she's just like, what are you doing, you know? Oh, welcome back, Joanne. Yeah, no, we were fine over here. Nobody was worried about you and saying, where the frig is Joanne? Just me, Joanne, just me. I was wondering how you doing. Everything okay back there? Ooh, no, make sure you lock yourself back in. You got to get your legs tied into the chain mechanism that we created in order to keep you to the surface of the earth. If you go and start floating away, you start floating to the ceiling, you're doing a Veruca Salt. Willy Wonka comes back from the dead. He's doing a spin and jumping up. He's like, hey, little boy, want to go have some chocolate? You're like, yeah, I want some freaking chocolate, Willy Wonka. What are we doing? You came out Gene Wilder style. Back from the dead. He's doing it. He's got the, you know, the Wonka, you know, everlasting gobstopper. I'm going to give it to freaking Smuggles or whatever the hell his name is. Can't think of his name right now. You know, I usually remember all that stuff, but I just can't remember his name at the moment. Mr. Smuggles. Mr. Smuggles, we'll go with. Joanne, what was his name from Wonka? The bad guy, Mr. Smuggles? No, Joanne, I realize that if I don't know it, you don't know it either. Anyway, guys, we're doing it. A Polk County Sheriff's Office tells WTSP that another worker was driving the bulldozer up an embankment, and they're doing it in embankment style, you know? And in order to park it for the evening, and the bulldozer's blade was about 3 to 4 feet off the ground, blocking the driver's view of the porta potty. And he porta pottied it. Joanne, you didn't have any issues that way because I put your porta potty inside, but it flushes outdoors to the neighbor's house. Yeah, I put it right in there. It goes right into their septic tank. I'm not having a Joanne's deal going into my septic tank, you know. You can have issues with the good bacteria if you let a Joanne deal going in there. You know, we don't know what's wrong with you, Joanne, but there's something really, really terribly wrong. Anyway, what's next on the list, Joanne? Now that you're back, whatever. Can you give me a teleprompter and do your job? You're here getting paid $500 an episode. No, I know I'm still good at saying that, and you got upset just now because I very, very mischievously threw that in there. $500 hairs an episode, sorry. Joanne, you stop throwing those envelopes of doll hairs at me. She does that when she gets upset. She throws that doll hair at me.
If you're a homeowner looking to cut ties with your electric bill, this new solar program could be for you.
All right,
for
lady.
No money.
Every night she gets $500 in an envelope. I go with different colors, like weekly. I'll go like, I'm going blonde tonight. You got to see me weekending it with Gary V. Crushing it. Guys, check it out. I got the Barbies. Get the Barbies. Got a limited edition Barbies. I'm going to just cut off the hair because we're giving it to Joanne. That's right. Out here in the tax house, winning big league. No, it's not Trump now. What are we doing? I'm crushing it.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Excuse me. You're going to call me Gary V? Gary V? Winning big league? Yes, he is. Are you kidding? Crushing it. A little bit of a close relationship there. Next story on the list, Joanne, you lazy lump. You know, energy industry swipes back at Joanne, stop it. Throwing that doll hair at me. You know, she thinks that she's quicker than me, but I was trained by Bruce Lee back in that day. Future Mark, 73. I taught him the 1-inch punch, and he was like, I'm going to teach you how to be aware. Use your senses, Mark. So when you're there one day doing the Renaissance Man show and you have a program director that you somehow convinced to take $500 hairs an episode instead of $500 an episode, just because you're really good at saying dollars really quickly, and she thought you said dollars. Bruce Lee taught me. No, she keeps trying to hit me with an envelope of doll hair. Joanne, you're losing profit when you do that. You got your doll hair. Now I have more doll hair to give you tomorrow. No, you don't get it back. You throw it at me, it's mine. Finder's keeper, doll hair's weeper. You know, that's you. You're there weeping it over your doll hair that you mistakenly threw at me, thinking that you were somehow faster than Bruce Lee's, trainee. It's part of the Mao Tzu-Tung, training network. Bruce Lee was the master of it. He taught us everything we know. Except for the 1-inch punch. That was me. I taught him that because I went back to the future, went back in time and learned it from the real sensei back in the day. He was like the best. And when I got the 1-inch punch from him, I come back future time. I wanted to meet Bruce Lee because he's cool. And when we were there, he's like, I'm doing his thing with me. And I was like, you want to learn how to do something that no one knows how to do at all? He's like, yeah, I want to be water. I was like, I'll show you how to be freaking water. I'll show you how to freaking do a 1-inch punch. Oh, that's, of course, one of our crazy bits. Like every bit here is crazy. You can go down a rabbit hole here on the Renaissance Man Show and just start watching stuff, and you won't come up for air for, I think we're up to about probably 270 days straight, 24 hours. Yeah, that would just keep going. We are officially at 2 hours. Holy cow. I've been running around, got dog situation going, but then I was laughing my tail off on that bit. I tell you, everything that we've been dropping here with these news stories makes me laugh. The latest one's just, wordplay, anyone. How about a fresh Saki of Crappy? If you guys don't know, I created t-shirts called the Saki of Crappy shirts. And I'm going to show it to you because I feel like people need to see these shirts and buy these shirts. Because the thing is, you only have to see the face of this evil monster once when you put it on. Everybody else
Do you
has
sleep
to see
too
it every
hot
time you walk by
or
and you have a
too
smile on your
cold?
face. I'll check it. Here we go. So this is called How About a Fresh Saki of Crappy? And if you look in the corner here, this is my meme. I made that meme. You are not a horse. You are not a cow. Seriously, y'all, stop it. You're a guinea pig. When you dat, you dat. But if we scroll down here, we see a couple of shirts as well as a really cool sleepy poopy pants. Well, let's just check out these shirts real quick. Ooh, leaving a Saki of Crappy on every American doorstep. She is a-doing it. Look, guys, when she's leaving a Saki Crappy on your doorstep and then she's saying, look, let me circle back with a lit Saki Crappy. Like, she's going to do it. She's leaving the lit Saki Crappy. So when Mr. Magoo comes by and steps on the Saki Crappy, no good. No good. Smells like Jen Saki Crappy. Like they made the smell just as pungent as her lies. Sometimes you're doing it, and the lies of the Saki are much worse than the Crappy, But this time, they did an equal amount of Saki Crappy, and together. It was just, wow, what a great job you did. Great job with the Saki. And she's like, I could do a little better. She ate some, disgusting Mexican food that night. It wasn't even good Mexican food. It was, the worst kind of Mexican food.
and she had some issues for a few days. You know, IBS. They came out. It was like almost like a, oh, just fool you. Like they're joking, and they're like, no, you didn't really have an IBS, just for 3 days. Oh wait, I thought that was now my diagnosis. Nope. No. I'm sorry. Just for 3 days, you felt like it was Montezuma's revenge coming out of your hiney butt. And that's the reality of you attempting to change the level of pungentness. Let's say the level of disgustingness when you're doing a Sacky Crappy and a lit Sacky Crappy, no doubt. Because that's what you were onto, is a lit one. Like you saw too many Adam Sandler movies. Oh, I'm Billy Madison. No, you're not. You're Jen Psaki Crappy. You're going out there doing a ding dong ditch. Mr. Parkin for Atkinson's in the front yard door. You go, where are those stupid kids? I'll find you, you rascals. You stepped on the ding dong ditch. You stepped on the poop-a-doop. You got it. Jen Psaki Crappy out there doing a ding dong ditch. She's got the record right now. You know, Adam Sandler, you just got just a few less. You know, she just went out there and did a double decker on Adam Sandler. And then when you did that, you know, you found out Psaki Crappy has been on high alert for years, administration. She was like doing the door-to-door thing for a little while, you know. Ding dong ditch. Holy crap. Marge, look, there's another Psaki Crappy on the front door. Don't step on it, George. Shut up, stupid woman. Like you know what the hell you're talking about. Psaki Crappied. All of a sudden, he's got it all over his shoe. He should listen to his wife. She's smart. He's stupid. Obviously, he never saw Adam Sandler and Billy Madison. Don't step on it, George. It's probably one of those Psaki's a Crappy again. Shut up, woman. Don't tell me what to do with these Psakis that are filled, and then they're probably filled with something, but they're lit on my freaking doorstep. I'm going to take my boot and step all over it and put out this fire. Oh my, what is that squishiness? It's a Psaki a Crappy. By Menon. They had to do a higher end by Menon because it wasn't fully sponsored by Menon. It was like sponsored by the derivative company, you know. Like when you have this is the accessory version of by Menon. They're focused in on the product, but not hardcore. So you're not getting the by Menon. You're getting a by Menon, and they're doing a higher end, you know. And you had to realize there was a switch off. They weren't going to fully commit, you know. This is the problem with the insanity of the world, you know. Sometimes we just nail it. And, you know, people find their way to the truth eventually, you know. Fam and friends. You know, I would say that this has been another ridiculously awesome show of the Renaissance Man. I think 2 hours in, Renaissance Man, real estate day tomorrow, like every day. If you need any assistance in the real estate market, you let me know. I am going to try to get on the air earlier tomorrow, so we're not finishing up at 12:30 in the morning. Oh, goodness. I missed everybody tonight. Let me see. I want to say, kill it, my friend. And S-Coop in the house. You rock. S-Coop, kill it and grill it. Renee Woods, Jacqueline Grace, Pamela Swan, Trish Killian, and Yardbirds, my brother. Let me see, who else did I miss? Because this has been a long set of clips in a row. Bex Rock. Is that our brother Bex, or is that another Bex Rock? I think it might be another Bex. Is it? S-Coop, is your birthday? Happy birthday, S-Coop, you rock. Wow, S-Coop, you rock. So cool. Oh, sweet. Tomorrow's your birthday. Today's your birthday. We're going into your birthday for tonight. So tonight, Thursday night, I'll be playing you a song, S-Coop. So make sure you come back for tonight's show. Because now it's 12:30 in the morning and I need to get some rest. But tomorrow, since literally now we're sleeping and when we wake up, it will be S-Coop's birthday. I want to say happy birthday to you, S-Coop. And I cannot wait to play you a song tomorrow night. I'm not sure it'll be yet, but that's the beauty of showing up. Oh, goodness. So I do want to say, Bex Rock. It's another Bex you rock, brother. I appreciate you. I don't know if you're a girl or a guy, too. This is the funny thing. a lot of times names that come through could be a guy or a girl, and I don't know. I just have a tendency of like, yeah, you rock, man. You know, that's cool, man. You know, like freaking Cheech and Chong. Yeah, man, I'm gonna get myself a lid, man. Were you kidding me? Oh, man, let's go get a lid. That sounds like a good idea, man. What are we doing? Well, you got to talk to you. You play a band and I got to do you. I got to do it. Hey, man, that sounds good, man. Let's go get ourselves a lid, man. You know, when you're down at Lady Bex. I love it. Okay, see, now I can place the faces. Lady Bex, you rock. Thank you so much for coming here. I love seeing you here. And each and every one of you guys, I hope you know, nothing makes me happier than seeing you show up. And the same faces, the same names, or at least the names are faces. None of them are a thing, but this is just us connecting and creating a community together. And we have to start welcoming in others so they can be a part of all the craziness we're up to on a daily. Because I think this is one of the potentials for a group of people. I don't know how massive, but a group of people to break away and to really do something unique here. So do what you can to tell others where you are at night and that we're doing so much of the unknown together. Come along and see what happens, because I show up basically now like because I'm curious what I'm going to do. Like, I show up every night, I'm like, okay, I'm curious what the hell I'm going to do tonight. Like, what the hell's going to come out of me tonight? We wrote a freaking awesome song tonight. I don't know if you guys heard this, but before we go back, listen to this.
Destruction of humanity.
What? It's all they want, that's what they get.
Destruction of humanity.
Keep our mouths shut, and we don't fight back against the wave.
Destruction of humanity.
You know, you gotta.
Destruction of humanity.
Hey, hey,
Destruction of humanity. Destruction of humanity.
It's freaking fire. I'll be dropping that. I gotta go through that and download it tonight. But fam and friends, you are awesome. Remember, we're gonna be celebrating S. Coop's birthday for day 1,179 in a row this evening. Around, let's call it, if I can get on earlier, we'll see. I'd love to get on earlier, we'll see. And see if I can get a little bit of the night to do some other things. But tomorrow we'll figure it all out. So until then, fam and friends, Bex Rock, Mrs. Bex Rock, or Miss Bex Rock, you rock. Kill it and grill it. Your comedy bit makes me laugh every time, my friend. We did it together. Jacqueline Grace, we're gonna find you a place, Jacqueline Grace. Reach out. We have to figure out where you want to go next. Pamela Swan. Yeah, you know you freaking rock. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. What's that, Joanne? No, Joanne. Pamela has every right to tell you how much of a weezer you are. She said, yeah, she's always giving me a hard time. Yeah. Hello, you're freaking Joanne, and you're the worst human being on the planet. You know? And then, of course, you know that Renee Woods is here, and she's doing it. She's coming down, supporting the show. Joanne is jealous also of Renee Woods because Joanne would love to go to the woods and just be left out there to graze, you know. We should give her an opportunity to graze in the woods and see if she can knock down a couple of, you know, I'm talking about hefty trees, you know. Just take them down, doing a linebacker style, full speed. You can play that game, Joanne, like they did in high school, where it's like linebacker versus linebacker, but it's you against a freaking tree. Just an idea. We should look into it. Oh, S. Coop, happy birthday, pre-birthday. We're still sort of early birthday. It's the first 45 minutes of your birthday. Happy birthday. And I look forward to jamming out for you tomorrow night. Trish Killian, you rock. Trish Killian's always killing it. Killing it. You know what I'm talking about. And of course, Yardbirds, guys, when you're doing it with the Yardbirds, and they're rocking, you know. And then we take out the guitar, doing a Clapton style, because Clapton was also didn't know anything about music. Self-trained. It's a thing that he and I have in common. I don't freaking know what the hell I'm playing. Still have no idea. I just hear things and find them. And I'm like, ooh, that's cool. Hopefully I can do the next thing I heard in my head. Nailed it. Next one? Crap. You know what? I'm trying to do it. It is an interesting thing when you're hearing tones in your mind and you're just thinking about, okay, where on the guitar do I think that noise is? And I don't know what the freak the noise is, what note it is, but where do I have to touch it in order to get that tone? I think it's here. And when I start getting on a roll where I feel right, ooh, that's when it gets really good. But sometimes you can tell when I'm uncertain with, I don't have no idea what key we're in. I'm trying to noodle around to find it, you know? Oh, goodness, guys. I just shared a yawn with you, and I'm sorry. Oh, unless it helps you for getting some rest. We all need a sleeperoo. It's 2 hours and 13 minutes into the show. We're all ready for a little naparoo, you know? So, fam, friends, till tomorrow, when we do it all over again. It's Mark Pyers. And it's Renaissance Man.
You got to go away.
I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
You got to go away.
Yeah. Hit up YouTube, subscribe and ding the bell, fam and friends. Till tomorrow.